What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign come to your track.
We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it locked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me let me get real serious.
Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot. Stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show. She put on a flat out show versus Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Boy, did they ruin Angel Reese's home.
The Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked. Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance. Check out some highlights for yourself. Well, Casey, you always do this. You select a couple of bad plays and try to convince us that Angel Reese isn't a superstar.
Sometimes, the comedy really writes itself. In a game against the New York Liberty, Angel Reese delivered a moment that's destined to live forever in blooper history. 4 missed putbacks in a mere 12-second span. 2 of them were blocked so forcefully, it looked like she was practicing against a concrete wall. The clip exploded online, but not in the heartwarming, sports glory kind of way. This was viral in the circus music in the background kind of way, the type of footage that ends up in YouTube compilations titled, "Maybe Try Another Sport." Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here being compared to NBA legends and packing arenas. No need for a comedy of errors under the basket to earn attention. Whenever Angel Reese takes the court, data analysts across the league brace themselves, not from excitement, but from concern. Now in just her second season, Reese has defied expectations in an unusual way. She's converting only 31.5% of her layup attempts, despite ranking 3rd in the WNBA for layup volume. It's a rare kind of inefficiency, especially for such a fundamental aspect of the game. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches, she's missing point-blank shots at a pace that might see a high school player sidelined. At this stage, her performance has become less about traditional basketball and more like a case study in unpredictability. The basketball world is currently witnessing one of the most baffling endorsement deals in recent memory. Reebok, led by Shaquille O'Neal, made the surprising choice to put Angel Reese front and center for their basketball comeback. So far, it's been a disaster that could serve as a corporate case study. Meanwhile, stars like Caitlin Clark are breaking records and Sophie Cunningham is winning over fans effortlessly, but Angel Reese is gaining viral attention, just not for the right reasons. With her signature Reebok shoe set to drop in 2026, insiders are starting to whisper that this could be the biggest brand misstep since the infamous New Coke launch. Let's be honest, this isn't just a bad gamble, it's a full-blown endorsement crisis. If you think this was a bad move, drop a "Fire the Baby Giraffe" in the comments. Let's go.
This was an epic embarrassment, bro. Remember, this is a pro basketball player. Won a national championship. Their calling card they'd like to hang over is she beat Caitlin Clark. Remember that. Watch this.
Don't show it to this. Angel Reese picks it up. What she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
Are you serious?
Now sure, someone might point to her 44.4% field goal percentage as a sign of competence. But that number loses its shine fast when you realize most of her attempts come from point-blank range, the paint, where efficiency is supposed to thrive, while most professional players finish layups at a 70 to 80% clip, basically automatic. Reese has turned them into a game of chance. Think less sure thing and more pull the lever and pray. It's as if every trip to the rim is sponsored by a Vegas casino. What should be easy buckets have become nightly coin tosses. And at this point, neither fans, coaches, nor sneaker sponsors are willing to go all in.
R54, let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump, not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow!
Yeah! Again! Do it for me! Me bound! Burn!
And then there are the commentators, the unsung professionals trained to make every play sound like it belongs in a documentary. These are the folks who can turn routine free throws into heart-pounding drama. But even they're starting to crack. In a recent game, after yet another missed layup from close range, one announcer couldn't hold back a laugh. Not the sympathetic she'll bounce back kind. This was pure disbelief, the kind of chuckle that says, did that really just happen? When the broadcast team starts laughing instead of narrating, you know the situation's gone off the rails. That's not just a red flag, that's a 50-foot wacky waving inflatable tube guy parked outside HQ with a sign that says, something went very wrong.
With her dominant performances in June, she earned her All-Star selection. But these aren't just a couple of bad plays. These aren't bloopers. These aren't rare moments. This is the norm. The same thing happened last week when the Chicago Bravado got their ass kicked by the Minnesota Linkers. I don't have to convince you that Angel Reese has no impact on winning. Just look at her record, look at her resume in the WNBA.
Naturally, social media is having a field day. Fans are churning out full-blown highlight reels, not of clutch plays, but of her most baffling misses. We're talking slow-motion edits, dramatic zoom-ins, and yes, the inevitable circus music soundtrack. It's practically become its own genre for a brand like Reebok, hoping to reignite its presence in the basketball world. This is exactly the wrong kind of attention. Instead of buzzer beaters or breakout performances, their flagship athlete is trending for bloopers and this kind of viral fame? It doesn't sell sneakers, it sells stress. The kind that makes marketing teams quietly update their LinkedIn profiles.
Inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it, locked.
We go through All-Star break, we come back, 9 turnovers. We sit out with a back injury, we come back, can't make a fundamentally sound layup. Maybe they rushed you back from injury. Tyler Marsh, did you rush her back from injury, Tyler Marsh? I'm looking at...
Now, if Ree were tearing it up on a winning team, maybe, just maybe, fans would overlook the on-court chaos. But her squad, the Chicago Sky, is a mess. They're dragging around a bleak 7-21 record, and the level of play has gotten so dull it makes practice scrimmages look like primetime matchups. That they've dropped 8 games in a row, and during the 5 games Ree missed due to a back injury, the team didn't notch a single win. Which leaves us in a bizarre situation. They're clearly struggling with her, yet somehow look even more hopeless without her. It's the sports equivalent of a leaky lifeboat. Yes, it's sinking, but at least it delays the plunge just a little longer.
I'm no expert in math, but it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games. If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts win.
Coach Tyler Marsh has done his best to spin the story, but even his most hopeful sound bites can't stop this ship from sinking. When your entire offense is centered around a player whose most shared clips feature missed wide-open shots right under the basket, you've got problems that go beyond a thin bench. Remember, Reebok didn't just sign Angel Reese, they based their entire comeback strategy on her. Even Shaq gave the move his blessing. The plan was to launch her signature sneaker in 2026 and ride the wave of Gen Z enthusiasm, but here's the catch, that strategy depends on real success on the court. This isn't Instagram likes, this is the WNBA. And in the real game of sports, missing easy shots and becoming a meme-worthy punchline doesn't exactly move sneakers.
New strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. Burn! If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Burn! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A me-bound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Burn! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Burn! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
To make matters worse, Reebok CEO Todd Kinskey went as far as comparing Angel Reese to legends like Allen Iverson and Shaquille O'Neal, calling her a potential culture-changing figure. It's almost laughable if it weren't so disappointing. Iverson and Shaq didn't just influence culture, they reshaped the entire game, owning every ounce of their legacy through sheer dominance. She's putting up stat lines that belong in blooper reels, not Hall of Fame exhibits. If she's changing culture at all, it's by showing future pros exactly what not to do now. Whispers of doubt have grown into murmurs, and those murmurs have become outright regret. Did Reebok seriously evaluate her performance before slapping their logo on her? Or were they so hungry for relevance that they picked the loudest name without checking if the talent matched? What's unfolding looks like a desperate Hail Mary, a brand chasing headlines over substance. And the result? A multi-year, multi-million-dollar disaster in the making.
She had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs. She did make 10 of 11 free throws, so that is good. 6 of 16 from the floor is not good at all. 0 of 1 from 3. She was a minus 11. Listen, man, Kiki Area Fan got the better of her.
The timing of Angel Reese's back injury couldn't have been more convenient for just about everyone except Reebok. Let's be clear, while no one cheers for injuries, in this case, Reese's time off felt less like a setback and more like an unexpected break from the weekly basketball circus. Her absence wasn't just a rest for her body, it was a much-needed breather for fans, commentators, and meme creators alike. Just as social media was about to boast from endless blooper compilations of missed layups, she disappeared from the spotlight, like a magician finally pulling off her first decent trick. This pause gave Reebok a chance to step back and ask, how do we market sneakers tied to a player whose signature move is missing open layups? And let's not forget, her injury sidelined her for a highly anticipated matchup against the Indiana Fever, a game fans were either nervously awaiting or secretly relieved to skip. Not because it promised a thrilling contest that would require both players to be on the same basketball wavelength. It was supposed to be Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, a rivalry that exists mostly on Reese's Twitter feed. One star is revolutionizing the league and breaking records. The other is still struggling to finish basic layups. So yeah, Reese sitting out probably spared everyone the most one-sided beatdown since Goliath got a rematch, this time blindfolded.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
But she's better at everything. And she had a triple-double. She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back and view this from a business perspective, because this isn't just a sports story, it's a textbook case of brand misalignment. Reebok didn't just sign a player, they rolled the dice on someone whose recent claim to fame has mostly been providing endless material for blooper reels. Endorsement deals hinge on one fundamental truth: people want to buy greatness. You don't put on LeBrons to airball shots. You don't lace up Jordans hoping to miss. Endorsements are about aspiration. Angel Reese's game might inspire, well, maybe some prayers, but it's definitely not driving sneaker sales. Reebok tried to pivot, highlighting her bold personality and unapologetic confidence. Sure, that might work for cosmetics or reality TV. But basketball shoes, the kind people wear to improve their game, you can't market them with a tagline like, guaranteed to clank your layups like Angel Reese. That's not clever branding. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Great ideas. Wants to bring in talent to grow Reebok and have people wear it again because no one does. So one of his genius decisions was this. Fucking signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the mark.
Now, if Angel Reese had a supporting cast that could cover for her flaws, maybe this wouldn't be such a disaster. But the Chicago Sky aren't just struggling, they seem built to highlight her worst tendencies. When your floor spacing is practically non-existent, and your primary playmaker spends more time chasing rebounds than orchestrating offense, you end up with the Sky, a team that's perfected the art of scoring less, missing more, and somehow still producing highlight reels, for all the wrong reasons. Then there's Coach Tyler Marsh, who must feel like he's trying to create a masterpiece using crayons and soggy paper towels. Imagine stepping into your first head coaching job and being handed a star player who can't finish at the rim, takes baffling shots, and turns every possession into a ticking time bomb. That's not coaching, that's damage control. Ironically, when Ree was sidelined with her injury, the team's offense showed brief glimpses of actually functioning like a real basketball unit. Sure, they still lost, but at least it wasn't because their supposed star was sabotaging every play.
Tyler Marsh has this point forward thing on lock. Tyler Marsh has this Angel Reese point forward thing on lock. There we go, pushing the pace. Yeah, Angel. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. All right, here we go. We got an entry pass. It looks like it's going to be to Elizabeth Williams, and oh, goodness.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese's time on the court has turned the internet into a non-stop loop of highlight reels, if by highlights you mean low light. Every appearance is an open invitation for some creative high school editor to slap on circus music and turn her missed putbacks into a viral top 10 layup fails compilation. These videos rake in millions of views because, frankly, people just can't look away. It's a modern basketball tragedy dressed up as comedy, and somehow, Reebok is still trying to pass this off as the face of their brand. Here's the real kicker. When your only claim to fame is viral content centered on mistakes, the clock starts ticking fast. Social media has no mercy and loves to devour its stars. The second someone more entertaining, flashier, or just plain funnier comes along, Ree's buzz fades into yesterday's news. And when the hype dies down, what's left is a shoe deal tied to a player who never lived up to expectations, and now can't even rely on irony to keep it afloat. That's not influence. That's marketing quicksand.
There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up. On TikTok, he's put together a load of Angel Reese clips, and it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses, bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Reebok's 2026 rollout of Angel Reese's signature shoe is starting to look less like a grand launch and more like a crisis meeting with party hats. They've already teased slick images and flashy ads, but no amount of polish can cover up the fact that the athlete fronting the product can't even consistently convert layups. It's like unveiling a Formula One car sponsored by someone who can't shift gears. Rumors are swirling inside the industry. Some insiders say Reebok might pivot the shoe from high-performance basketball gear to just a lifestyle sneaker, basically trying to rewrite history and pretend this was never about the game in the first place. Others think the company might delay the launch, holding out hope that Reese suddenly turns her game around. Good luck with that. This isn't a temporary slump, it's a trend. And it's more than a branding headache, it's a crisis of confidence and credibility. Reebok is about to find out the hard way what happens when you try to build a legacy on shaky ground.
She is so bad that when Caitlin Clark and her were supposed to face off against each other the other week, the ticket sales went down from $100 to like $5 because Caitlin Clark got injured. She had a quad injury, so she wasn't playing. So guess what? No one wanted to go watch. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, she's pretty much the GOAT of the WNBA and is the reason why people are watching. No one watches you, Angel Reese. No one watches you. The only thing that I enjoy watching is all the clips on TikTok of you just countlessly just missing every shot that you take.
The nuclear option? Pull the plug, quietly phase out the campaign, scrap the shoe, and hope it all slips under the radar. But here's the problem. The internet doesn't forget. Every viral clip, every highlight of Ree getting blocked at the rim by players a foot shorter, is permanently etched online. And every time someone searches for Angel Reese's signature shoe, they'll find nothing but a highlight reel of missed layups and what were they thinking? Headlines. Let's not sugarcoat it. This partnership has become a cautionary tale for brands everywhere, a textbook example of confusing social media buzz with real marketable talent. Sure, she trends. But so do car crashes. That doesn't mean you name a freeway after one. At the end of the day, Reebok's experiment with Angel Ree is shaping up to be a comedy of errors. Except no one's laughing, not the fans, not the investors, and definitely not the poor intern drowning in hate comments. The lesson here is clear. If you're going to bet big, make sure your star can actually finish a layup. Because otherwise, you're not selling basketball dreams, you're selling punchlines, and no sneaker, no matter how sleek, can outrun a reputation built on bricks. If you agree this deal was a disaster, drop a comment, fire the baby giraffe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on screen and we'll catch you in the next one.